All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's time for our fourth of 6 matches on the day. It's Starladder Season 8, and we're in the thick of it. At this point, I saw a tweet from Sheever. She says 5 teams are still in the running to move on to the LAN finals. Na'Vi, the Alliance, Sigma, rox.kis, and Fnatic. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, just because it didn't come from Starladder, but generally Sheever is on top of stuff like this, so I would assume that that is correct, in which case this match is not about whether teams advance or not. It just becomes about making sure that you don't get knocked down out of the Star League, that you're able to compete in Season 9. And I gotta figure that Starladder's got big plans for next year, just because it seems like everybody does at this point. So, with that being said, it's time for the man, the myth, the legend himself, PGG. He will be the captain, the leader, the shot caller for the retry. Of course, he's played against Mouse Sports, the team of many stand-ins. They have 3 here once again. Skyzo, Shisui, and LeBron.
10 seconds.
Are we going to see some big slam dunks? Are we going to see a Huskar pick, perhaps? An anti-mage?
5 seconds.
I'm trying to think who's the... Actually, that's Earthshaker. That's the other one. Who is the biggest dunker in Dota 2? Is it Anti-Mage? Is it Earthshaker? Is it Huskar? Who slams the hardest? Is there anybody else out there? I'm trying to think. Does anybody else dunk the way that those 3 do? I'm gonna say no. I think Earthshaker is the biggest. He is the ultimate slam dunk, but it's harder to get them. It's not as common. So after watching that MLG match, Lamb playing on the Earthshaker, literally the MVP. How often do you say that about an Earthshaker in a 90-minute game? Like, almost never, but he really was. So, for me, he's the ultimate slamma-jamma-ding-dong machine. Well, we'll see. I don't think we're going to see an Earthshaker, sadly. Seems very unpopular in general, and especially in Western Dota right now. But we'll see some aggressive heroes. The CM Alchemist combo, we saw that earlier today from Sigma. It's a pretty strong combo, just lots of burst damage. I talked a lot about it before. Heroes that don't need that much farm, but can use it if they get it. Especially, mainly the Alch can use it. And CM, the flexibility she gives you, you can start in the jungle. It doesn't matter if the enemy team tries to block your camps or steal your pulls, because you can just go jungle the big camp that's far away from the lane, and they'll never contest you there. So, obviously a strong opening for Mouse. They can put the Alch mid, but it seems like they tend to favor just a pure support Alch. As for the retry, my main question, and I'm sure everyone's main question, is are we going to get to see a PGG Enigma? I feel like he knows how much people want to see it, so he'll only like dole it out in small amounts, you know? He's got to like make sure that we want it bad. If he gives us a PGG Enigma every game, we'd get sick of it, but it's like once in a while he'll spoon feed us an Enigma game. I don't know if we'll get one today, guys. I'm hoping, though. They picked Rubik. If you want to go Enigma, picking Rubik as one of your secondary support is not a bad way to go. Probably the hardest support to play against as Enigma in the game, because he can cancel your Black Hole easily with Lift, and he can steal it and then use it against you as well. So very annoying support in that regard. We will have to wait and see if it's on the agenda. As for Mouse, they're willing to let it through. They actually banned out Abaddon in the first stage. Just that aggressive like CIS support hero. We saw it used really effectively by rox.kis last game. I gotta say, Godblack was really on point. His positioning was spectacular. He was always getting off aphotic shields whenever like someone got stunned by Mirana arrows. He would just quickly aphotic shield, then remove the stun and turn the fights around.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, Axe! How did I forget about Axe? Axe dunks like a mother effer as well. I still gotta give it up for Earthshaker, but in theory, if you get like a 5... Has anyone ever gotten a Rampage Axe dunk? I'm surprised, because I don't think I've seen any... Like, I would assume that like there'd be like a Reddit thread, or a thread on Team Liquid, or Join Dota, or something, but I've never seen a Rampage Axe dunk. Like, just chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop. But I would love to see one. There's no Dread in this game, though. Dread is like he's the guy that loves Axe more than anybody, I would say. We saw the Alliance run it once or twice. I know Zenith used to mess around with it, but Dread, to me, was like the quintessential Axe player. So, not going to be in this game, sadly. But we will see. We will see. As for the retry, they ban out just heroes that match up well against Bristleback. Weaver, very strong. I'm a little surprised they banned out Weaver, though, because they have Rubik, who, as we've seen a billion times before, really is good against Weaver. You can steal Sakuchi, great initiator against Rubik, has a plethora of ways to break the Lincoln Sphere and then lift him and set him up for a kill. But Bristleback is not a good matchup for either of these heroes. They can kite him too easily, they can burst him pretty quickly with enough farm. And Mouz will back off for Timbersaw, a hero who teams just don't seem to know what to make of. Sometimes he's a first or second stage ban, usually second stage. We haven't seen many teams ban him in the first stage lately, but he's been ignored in a few of these games. He got second ban in one of them. And the retry will go for Lifestealer, who is pretty good against Timbersaw. Obviously, Timbersaw all magic damage, Rage completely is going to counter that. He's also good against Alco's crappy base armor. He's also good against CM. I would say this is a great Lifestealer game. Mouse Sports do have a decent amount of physical damage from the Alk stun, which will still damage you if it gets thrown, although it will not stun you, even if you pop Rage. And they get Starladder, so they get some minus armor. I wouldn't say mass minus armor, but quite a decent minus armor stack at this point. I think you're looking at like over 20 minus armor with max Acid Spray and Amplify. Yeah, it's 20. Wow, 20 just from Amplify. I had forgotten it got buffed a few patches ago, I believe. Used to be like 14 or 15, I think, at max rank. But either way, the retry going to work on their fourth pick here. They need at least one more support. PGG does like to jungle a bit. I'm trying to think if they can get away with something like greedy, like an Enigma. Oh, there you go. Sound the big plays horn. It's time for the PGG Enigma. I'm going to try and do my best Toby impression, guys. I make no promises, but if we see a good black hole, I'll try to let it roar. Even in this room, it might just echo, like it might reverberate to the point where it just kills people's eardrums. But we will see. PGG Enigma, always fun. And picking the Rubik early on now makes a lot of sense. Obviously a good setup for the Enigma. You pick the hardest support to play against as Enigma first. Mouse Sports do have quite a few ways to break the black hole, though. They've got Frostbite, Alk Stun's probably the biggest one. But not a whole lot that goes through BKB. Like, you can't really count on Bash because you got to get a melee range to use it. And BKB is going to counter most of these stuns in general. So, in fact, all of them, I believe, aside from Bash. So, this could be a BKB rush game for the Enigma. Bristleback can be your mech builder, and then the retry can, I wouldn't say 5-man Dota, but can get very aggressive early on. Mouse, bit greedy of a draft. Timbersaw, Slaughter, Alk, triple melee lineup. And that's the other big thing to keep in mind, is Enigma is always a strong kind of team fight hero, but he's especially good against lineups that tend to clump up and group up. And Mouse Sports have one. Alk, Timbersaw, Slaughter, triple melee core. We actually saw, it was, IG talked about this in a post-game chat. It was not like an interview. They were just arguing with each other back at the G1 League LAN finals. This was, God, it was like the end of last year. Or no, like November of last year. And basically Ferrari was like, you know, Enigma, they picked Enigma to counter our Face Rush lineup, mass melee hero lineup. And we've seen that definitely is the case. Enigma's very good against mass melee. So, a strong pick. I think the way that he's gone about getting the Enigma is pretty good. Like, it's one thing like, oh yeah, it's PGG, let's see Enigma, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense. But this game, I think it is a pretty solid pick. And Mouse Sports will go for Shadow Fiend, so they get a ton of physical deeps. You could just butcher Lifestealer or Bristleback. If they get the farm of Mouse Sports, the retry are just going to melt. Like, there's too much minus armor, there's too much physical damage. The retry, if it gets late enough with equal farm, are going to have a very hard time out-damaging Mouse. But they can win this in a lot of other ways. Early aggression, timing pushes, good initiations. They've still got their options, and I think they'll have the edge in like the early to mid-game team fights, but they'll want to keep pressure on the Shadow Fiend, and I actually like the Shadow Fiend pick a lot, and here's why. Normally you pick Shadow Fiend against a Rubik. That seems really greedy, but it's a Rubik, Bristleback, Lifestealer, Enigma. Like, the three heroes behind the Rubik are just not good, aggressive early game heroes. They're not going to be ganky mid. You can put Shadow Fiend mid. Nobody is going to beat him in that lane. Or you could even put him safe lane if you don't like the matchups, but they just don't have a good lineup to move early on. Maybe around like the 5 to 6 minute mark, and they'll go Quap. So it's really up to the Quap to dominate this 1v1 matchup mid. Not sure if she'll be able to do it, but we are going to see. It's time, guys. It is time for the retry versus Mouse Sports. Our fourth of 6 matches on the day. The players are now selecting their heroes, and we can just about get inside the game. Thank you all for joining me. If you haven't heard me cast before, I'm LD of Beyond the Summit. I wouldn't say MIA, but we've been working on our new studio. We haven't actually started building it yet, but we finally moved out of the old place, which, with God's being back in Australia and me being the only person moving our entire like house's worth of stuff, as well as his personal belongings and my personal belongings, it was a lot of crap. Merlini was useless. He did not help me at all. He made me move his king-size bed, which is ridiculously heavy. The mattress is like... You guys should have seen what a pain in the ass it was to get out of his old place. I'll put it that way. And he's got like this really ostentatious, over-the-top bed set, as well as a quick pause come out here. And we'll be starting momentarily, I imagine. But yeah, he thinks he's Dodo royalty, you know, so... Thinks he's a big shot. He's got the king-size bed to go along with it, but we'll have to take him down a peg or two. Sooner rather than later. All right, guys. Well, looks like we're ready to get underway. It's the Retry versus Mouse Sports. It is Game 4 in our 6-game slate of action today. And, of course, we've got the Retry, spearheaded by the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only PGG. He'll be on the Enigma. What a better hero. Player combination? I couldn't imagine one. EDE will be playing your Rubik. We'll have Nubik, not to be confused with Funnick, I believe, on the Lifestealer. We will have Yoki. That's a cool name. On the Queen of Pain. To be honest, I have not watched the Retry, the current roster play. I think I like half watched the game once, so I'm not familiar with these players. I do apologize. I'm learning along with you guys. But no fear, looks to be the offlane Bristleback. As for Mouse Sports, we have LeBron playing the Alchemist Crit on the Starladder. It will be a support Alch, Sentries, Smoke. I like this a lot. You want to be aggressive early. If they get one good Smoke Gank on Queen of Pain, they can easily kill her. As that stun will follow you after you blink. So, Exist going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. Shisui going to be playing the Crystal Maiden. And that will put Skyzo onto the offlane. The Timbersaw will be in his undoubtedly capable hands. He's been pulled some regen. So, we have another pause. Time for some snooze faces, some Snorlaxes. Well, guys, thank you all for joining me today. For anyone who's wondering, this match has no playoff implications. These teams are not in the running for the playoffs for Starladder, but more just we get to see some fun PGG Black Holes, and obviously it will affect the final standings and help decide maybe who gets knocked down into the what's it called? The matches where you have a chance of being like either eliminated from where you could just be knocked out of the Star Series entirely. So these teams will be fighting just to stay in Star Series for next season. I think the Retry and Mouse are relatively safe, but nobody is 100% safe. Well, I know who's 100% screwed. It's those two teams that disbanded. Four Friends and Krilly, and oh god, who was the other one? Now I gotta look it up because it's gonna drive me insane otherwise. It was Aspera, 1-16. So we will wait and see. The rune's about to spawn. We're going to get underway despite the pauses.
The battle begins.
And no, it is a king-size bed. I see some people arguing with me. That thing is a motherfucking gigantic king-size bed. Yeah, Merlini has like one of the biggest beds you'll ever see. So anyway, okay, here we go. Double damage turn picked up by your Rubik. He has a Smoke, Observers, and Sentries early on. He's warded over here, and that is out of range of the Radiant Observer. So they should not know there's a ward there. They may be suspicious when they see he's already missing one, but they're not going to know where it is off the bat. Just hanging out near middle lane. Is he worried? He might be worried about a Crystal Maiden like Alch Smoke Gank and trying to help block it or reveal it. But generally, if you want to do that, you're better off just like waiting up the hill. So we'll see. Now they definitely know. They've seen these supports bottom at this point. Shisui shows his face, and the Alchemist will be farming. So I hope we see from Mouse Sports what I was looking to see the other game, where the Alch and the Crystal Maiden move around together, try and set up some early kills. It didn't end up mattering. They worked out okay regardless, but would like to see them actually put some pressure on the Queen of Pain mid. If you get a good Unstable Concoction initiation, then you'd follow up with a Frostbite. That's an easy kill on the Queen of Pain, and Lord knows Shadow Fiend can use the help. Even though he's been pulled, Queen of Pain has also been pulled, so it's going to be... It's a matchup that should favor Queen of Pain early on, but she needs to take advantage of those first few levels, where she has the last hitting advantage. Should be constantly right-clicking him every time he goes in creep range, and more importantly, make sure you get the denies off. If you start letting him get souls, then he can just kind of outlast hit you, snowball the lane, and then start using raises to farm and push, and then just go farm the medium camp. Which, very fortunately for him, starts off with some good creeps. Uh-oh. Yoki going pretty hard here. He does have a blink. He's going to go for the first blood. Diving on exist. One more right click. I think he ticks down to the poison here. It is level 2. Yeah, he dead. Nope. Salve. Cancelled. Alk stun coming through. Yeah, you can salve in between the poison ticks. He just barely manages to do it. Now LeBron comes in. He'll stun himself under tower. Queen of Pain does have a blink as well as a scream. But that's very dangerous against Frostbite. And they'll be forced to use 2 salves and a smoke gank. All of it failing. So Queen of Pain. Space created, my friend. Space created for none other than PGG. Freely farming the jungle. Already 9-1. And, I mean, Alchemist, Crystal Maiden, great junglers early on, as we've seen. So now they're kind of forced, because they use 2 salves on the Shadow Fiend and he doesn't have bottle yet, they have to just park CM here until the Shadow Fiend gets bottle. Maybe they get a kill, though. Oh, almost at the raise. I think they needed one right click and a raise there to get the kill. Not quite. But since they're forced to dual lane, sure, it helps the Shadow Fiend, but obviously the Retry getting more off the map right now. Enigma's getting a lot out of the jungle. They're freely pulling with their supports. And we will see the Retry go, or sorry, Mouse go back to pulling, but it's a bit slow. For PGG, level 4, 3 minutes. And now we're going to mid again onto exist. He's still, just got his bottle down. Yoki really putting the hurt on him, though. He's got a null talisman, 16-6 to the 8-1 of Shadow Fiend. I mean, this is pretty much what should happen. You should dominate the matchup as a pulled Queen of Pain against a pulled Shadow Fiend early on. Unless you're just not as good of a player. But Yoki's doing a nice job. Drops the null talisman, getting some extra value out of those bottle charges. Might want to start bottle crowing soon. For the time being, they're juggling Crystal Maiden and Alk. They're pretty efficient at this. Unfortunately, there's no point in Arcane Aura, which really slows down the jungle game. But now that Exist has bottle, it is a lot harder to punish him. So, can just bottle crow, can go farm the medium camp. Would like to see him try and stack this. Generally, what you'll see experienced Shadow Fiend players do is, yeah, just farm the wave, try and push it if possible, and then go stack. You want to hit it right at 55 to get it to pull. So the Shadow Fiend will go for a pull here, and we'll now see Skyzo. The one lane we haven't looked at yet is the Lifestealer as well as the Timbersaw. Match you up together. Yeah, he pulled it too early, which is why it didn't stack. The medium camp is a really short leash range, so you want to pull it at 55. Most camps you pull at 53. But yeah, Timbersaw in the off lane actually doing okay here. 10-0. Oh, hold that thought. Looks like they might be going in mid. Double damage rune up on Queen of Pain. This is a very dangerous time. It's spotted by a Radiant Observer Ward, but they could, honestly, like, if they blink Scream, they'll get a Malefice off, and he will die. They could just blink, no, or sorry, not blink Scream, blink Shadow Strike. Getting my words mixed up. Getting my words mixed up. So PGG's first foray out of the jungle does fail. He's still farming pretty quickly. I mean, it was, I would say, like, not quite, like, not like the most efficient jungle, but pretty damn fast. He's level 4 at 3 minutes, and I think at this point he would be like 6 and change if he hadn't gone for that gank. He should have gone with, I feel he should have gone with a smoke, though, as they definitely have one available on the Rubik. The Rubik could have joined him, to be honest, and getting that early kill on Shadow Fiend makes a big difference. Now, as you can see, he's already caught up nicely, sitting at 24-2 to the 24-10 of the Queen of Pain. So far, so good. Mouse have stabilized. Their Timbersaw is getting a ton of levels out of the offlane. Bristleback isn't getting nearly as much. He's only level 3. They've just done a nice job. They keep on doing the double pull. So they'll pull here, then they pull through, and they lose a lot of creeps. But they're going bottom lane. This should be our first blood. No fear. Caught out of position. Dropping quickly with the Amplify as well as the stun. It's way too much damage. Acid Spray plus the Amplify damage. That is minus 13 armor. Minus 13 armor at 6 minutes into the game. Bristleback has 4 armor, so he sits at -9 once that all stacks up. And yeah, Alk stun hits like a truck at that point. So now the legend, he's coming in. He's got his black hole ready. Come on, PGG. Don't disappoint me, my friend. He's got a Malefice to start. You can't interrupt that Timber Chain. Give him the black hole. Give him the business. That's what I'm talking about. It's big. It's painful. And yeah, that Timbersaw's dead. No hesitation. That's PGG. Although I say that, actually one of the funniest PGG black holes you'll ever see came in the TI2 group stages. The prelims. I remember. I think we were casting it from home, and PGG had like oh, they're going in bottom lane, but he had this black hole where he like danced left, he danced right, and then by the time he finally threw it, he completely airballed it. So that was the one time you hesitate, but generally it's pretty good. Bottom lane, they'll go and they'll kill the Bristleback. Yoki comes in, blink scream, does get the counter kill, and gets the double kill. Yoki He's going ham here. Now they're going to take the tower top as well, so TR. I love the movement. The one downside, though, is when you go ganky like that, Shadow Fiend just gets to AFK far mid. He's going to have treads now. Remember, this guy basically like would have given up first blood if his supports didn't come and bail him out. So he's caught up nicely, and that's just the power of Shadow Fiend. He's going to catch up if you don't punish him. So you keep the pressure on him, or you just make really good trades elsewhere. I think TR are making pretty good trades. They killed the offlane Timbersaw. They got the kill bottom on the Starladder. So they killed 2 cores to give in exchange for Shadow Fiend farm. TR should be pretty happy with that. And now Yoki comes back in mid, looking for Exist. PGG, not able to get in range. The one thing I think he should just be using Smoke more. They've had the Smoke on Rubik for 7.5 minutes. Even if Enigma just solo smokes, he's definitely a strong enough hero to get those kills. So, like you see him, he keeps on coming in mid, but they've had wards on the hill, they had wards over here. Most teams are going to have wards, especially with the new smokes where you can't even see people, even with sentries. Against a Shadow Fiend, you could definitely be getting more kills if they're playing aggressively. So, far be it for me to question the mighty PGG's Enigma play, but just saying, I think some smoke usage would be in order. And now Alk's going to stun himself. What an awful, awful time to stun himself under the tower. No fear is going to come in. No hesitation there. They need some big raises here. Exist. He's looking for a double, triple raise. Nope. Had to run. Was afraid they'd go on him. But actually, Yoki was too low. I think he could have gone for the triple raise there. Your natural reaction to Shadow Fiend in these early game engagements is like, oh shit, they've got 4 mid. I need to run. But they'd already used Malefice. The Rubik had already used his lift at that point. And Queen of Pain was too low to go in. So he could have turned around and just gone for like a triple raise. And if not killed anybody, then maybe scared them off. Either way, the key for the Shadow Fiend is get your damn BKB up. And once he gets BKB, it gets a lot harder for the retry. They have some physical damage. They do have Black Hole, but a lot of their damage is magic, especially from the Queen of Pain. Crit just farming out the bottom lane. Oh, they're going in mid. EDE gets caught out. There's a lift. Exist. He's got a raise. Hasted feed. He'll get a quick kill, but now Skyzo will be the price, and that is not a great trade. Oh, it's okay, because they get the last hit on the Shadow Fiend. Uh-oh. There's a Queen of Pain ult here. No. Oh, could have gotten him. Was worried about the juke. That definitely would have been enough to get the kill. The Ukes are strong in this one. The Ukes are strong. Exist has really shown quite a bit of composure. I mean, after the start he's 56-2. He's not quite keeping up with the lifestealer who's gone Midas, but he's done a nice job of like not just going into turtle mode where you just completely hide. Now they go on PGG mid. He does have a Soul Ray Black Hole, but ain't gonna get to use it. Queen of Pain will trade her own teammate's life in exchange for that kill. So support for support. Now they find Yoki. Okay, you dead. So Queen of Pain overextends a bit. That was obviously not a good trade. Crystal Maiden for a Queen of Pain and an Enigma. Heck, pretty damn awful. Now they go on EDE. I don't think they can kill him. Actually, it isn't level 6 yet. But yeah, they needed one more to actually get the kill. And the last hit goes to Exist. Now up to 1,300 gold. He's almost got a BKB recipe. He's almost got a Mithril Hammer and 300 gold. So this could be like a 14-minute BKB. Now, that being said, the Shadow Fiend with the BKB is not like GG Mouse Sports wins, because the retry have a very farm lifestealer. Farm lifestealer, if you just go into Abyssal Blade, it's a really bad matchup for Shadow Fiend. You can always rage. He doesn't care about your nuke damage. Until you get like a Butterfly Manta, you can't really deal with Open Wounds, Abyssal Right Click. So there's definitely a large window here where TR can still punish the Shadow Fiend, even if he gets BKB, but once he gets it, their team fight gets a lot more stable and solid for Mouse Sports. They've gone Vanguard and Crit. Really seems to be the de facto build. But, I mean, this game it makes more sense, because this game they've got a lot of other initiation. They've got the Alk Stun, Crystal Maiden's a pretty good initiator, Timbersaw can Timber Chain in and then drop a Chakram. So I think this game, getting the Vanguard, is a more sensible choice. Whereas the other game, I felt like they really needed to get a Blink Dagger. Anyway, not a whole lot doing here. There will be a quick amplified damage and a no fear. And Alk will stun himself. I need to turn on... Where's that option to turn on the captions? I love how I'm doing this now. Captions. Where are the captions? Captioning. Yeah. Sorry, I want to see those because I noticed when Lysander's streaming, he has the, like, it'll put captions here when the heroes talk, and I found it really entertaining. So, Frankly, I don't know most of the hero lines. I usually like mute hero responses or keep them really low because I find them just annoying and repetitive. But they're fun when you're not playing. So we will see. Maybe there'll be a little smack talk from this Enigma. For now, it's just Nubik farming the top lane. He's gonna have a really fast armlet. This farm stealer is getting pretty big, 6,500 net worth. But it is hard to keep up with Shadow Fiend, even though he's got Midas, even though he's a head 6 CS. And I think he even got a tower last hit. It's Shadow Fiend. You stack the camps, you're efficient with your farm. He's now clearing out a triple stack big camp. He's going to pretty much have BKB off of this, and it will get to a point where Lifestealer like doesn't even keep up. So TR, they use farm pretty well, but I don't know if they'll be able to keep up in terms of farm. That's really my main worry for them. But for now, we see they are farming the Ancients, being pretty efficient. And this has become really popular. When Bristleback first started seeing play, teams weren't doing it, but within like a week, teams were like, oh yeah, you can use Quills to farm creeps. And Ancients are amazingly good in terms of gold, so he's doing a good job there. Crit now pushing the bottom lane. Going for the Blink next, I imagine, along with Shisui. They'll apply some pressure bottom, and where's the PGG Black Holes? He's actually going mech this game. Definitely a good choice. Mech's always a good item. Good against Starladder, a lot of minus armor there, as well as Shadow Fiend, Aura, as well as Acid Spray. So you definitely want the plus armor for mech. You want to be able to fight. Somebody's living life on the edge. What did he have, like 1 HP there? They continue to pressure the bottom lane, but the retry move to defend. Now the BKB comes out on the Shadow Friend. Ain't so friendly anymore. Gets a little nastier here, but they'll have to see if the Lifestealer... I mean, this is kind of that awkward window for Lifestealer. He doesn't have Abyssal Blade yet, so he can't lock down a BKB Shadow Fiend. And Shadow Fiend's actually fairly durable at this point. They need like a good black hole to kill him, basically, but they go in on the Starladder. He gets lifted up, thrown back down. He pops Sprint right before he gets disabled and takes way too much damage. He'll take a spill. Now Yoki giving chase on the LeBron, who doesn't even have his ult yet. He's only a level 5 Alchemist. Tries to TP out. Where's that Quap ult? Where's that Quap ult? Don't even need it. Quick, easy Fade Bolt. Now, Shisui, that's going to be a 3-0. They are getting hammered. Yeah. 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 Not a good fight. Mwahahahaha. I think that line is a little weak. I give that like a 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Oh, Mithril Hammer now picked up by your Lifestealer. 900 gold. Is he going Deso? This puts a... I mean, Deso's not bad per se, but it puts a lot of... I mean, it could be Maelstrom, I guess, but Deso's the more likely choice. Puts a lot of pressure on PGG, because if they don't hit a Black Hole on Shadow Fiend, they now have no way to deal with it. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. PGG has delivered some huge Black Holes, but he's also delivered some awful fails. So, which PGG has showed up. We'll just have to wait and see. We've only seen the one Black Hole. He nailed that one. Now they smoke immediately, TR. But I think they walked out of the Roche pit before smoking. Now they're going to get revealed from the high ground. His mouse. They're going to lob a stun. It will connect on Fear. They drop the Acid Spray late. Where's the BKB on Exist? He hasn't gotten it off. He walks right in. He starts taking a ton of damage, but he hasn't dropped yet. Are they going to kill him before he gets off his ult? No! He gets it off. He almost kills everyone. 3 dropping low. They've lost the Aegis. No Fear going in when I think he needs to be running. The Shadow Fiend is low, but he's not dead. They pop the Aegis. It's a 1-for-1 and a Black Hole down. TR. Awful little engagement there from them. And Starladder goes right back to farming. Well, that looked like it should have been an amazing engagement. They just caught Shadow Fiend. He didn't get to pop BKB, so they got every bit of additional magic damage they could on him, but it looked like Queen of Pain just wasn't there in time to burst him down. So, gets the Requiem off, reduces incoming damage by 50%, I believe it is. Yeah, 50%. Something a lot of people don't know is Requiem not only does damage and slows, but also reduces incoming damage. So, because he got it off in time, TR weren't able to burst him. Unfortunate. And with the Black Hole on cooldown, I think if you're Mouse, you just wait for your BKB to come back up on Shadow Fiend. And if you want to go fight, you just popped Aegis. Black Hole's on cooldown. You can take fights now. As for TR, I guess the question is, like, what is their game plan now? We haven't seen any Infest Bombs yet. So far, they've just been content to go for occasional pickoffs, mostly just farming. Deso is coming soon on Lifestealer. Queen of Pain can build something soon. Orchid is one option. Not that great when Shadow Fiend already is BKB, but it's still good against the other heroes. The Timbersaw, the Starladder probably just has Blink Dagger. Yeah, he's not going to have BKB for some time. Oh, they're not actually not denying this bottom tower, but I imagine they will soon. He'll look to stack the neutrals first. But yeah, I think Scythe is like your obvious choice. Maybe he'll consider Orchid, but I don't really see another option. BKB is okay, but I feel it's too defensive. They need more offense. We want action. We want kills. Blink. Crush as well. Crit's gonna kill off PGG. Actually, it did enough damage to get the kill, thanks to the amp. Additional minus armor for that physical crush. They bring him down. PGG. Unfortunate for him. And now Exist goes Blink. You know, we don't actually see Blink Dagger Shadow Fiend too much anymore outside of pubs. I think Dendy's the main player that we've seen go Blink Shadow Fiend, but normally people just kind of go like the safe, solid build where you just go maybe BKB first and then straight into like Yasha, Manta style, occasional Helm of the Dominator, and then a Butterfly. That's the build where, you know, there's less pressure to execute, but going Blink BKB it does really limit your damage output if you're not getting off good Blink Raises, good Blink Requiem, but it can combo really well with the Starladder. Now what they can do is Blink Crush, immediate Blink, BKB Requiem follow-up, and if they get a good initiation, they can just melt this TR lineup. The only hero that's got magic immunity... Well, Queen of Pain goes BKB. Okay, so they've got two now. BKB, Queen of Pain, as well as the Rage Lifestealer. So they won't take too much damage. But the backline heroes, the Bristleback, even the Bristle Boss could struggle here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We will see. Lifestealer picks up the Desolator and comes into farm. They could Blink Crush him. They need to Blink Crush, Amp, and then Alk Stun and bring him down. And they're going right now. Nubik could be caught off guard. Blink. No! He was ready! Quick reactions. Oh my goodness. What a play. Now he turns around. Loperon's gonna melt. Nubik with one. Press of the Q. Might have turned this fight. Nope. Scratch that thought because Exists come in. He's cleaning up. Two will fall. Still though, that's almost highlight worthy. That was some sick reactions. I don't think they were spotted. They were hiding like right behind here. As you can see, the dire side doesn't get vision of that normally. And there was no ward. Unless they saw somebody walking towards top from mid, which I can't remember if anybody came that way at this point. But those were some sick reactions, man. He was expecting them to jump him, but they just right-clicked him anyway. Now Blink. Look at the physical damage output. TR just melting in the face of this Shadow Fiend, but Exist will fall now. They get some revenge here. Make it a 2 for 3, and now they look for Skyzo. Slightly off the mark with that Scream. Would not have been enough for a kill anyway. There should be sound in the client. Yeah, I mean, it's on, guys. I'll try turning it off and on again, but it was on. It seems to be moving. I guess I can lower it a bit. Let me know if that fixes it. I do apologize. Nobody mentioned it in mods chat that the sound wasn't working. Yeah, hopefully it fixes it. Do apologize, but with that being said, if it doesn't, I guess I'll try and restart Dota or something for the next game, because I didn't get any complaints earlier. So, score now 13 to 10, 20 minutes in. The gold lead is about 7.5k for TR, as well as a 5k experience lead. But I don't really feel like it's a convincing advantage by any means. Like, Mouse Sports just have such an efficient lineup, meaning they don't need the kind of items that TR do to dish out damage. Like their minus armor stack is really strong. So even if you just have like a Yasha and Shadow Fiend, that goes way farther than a Yasha would in a normal lineup on a Shadow Fiend. So despite the gold lead, I would say that Mousesport's still in okay shape. But that also is because we just have not seen a good PGG Black Hole yet. If he gets one off, that could turn the tides. Also, I haven't really seen them like infest bomb once. Very surprising. Not that many. We didn't see smoke ganks early from PGG. We haven't seen infest bombs. They've just been very content to farm, and I'm not sure I like that from TR. I mean, it's not that they can't use the farm, but I feel like they're the kind of lineup that should be pressuring. You got an early mech on your Enigma. Go for the early smoke ganks. Go for pressure, and then once you get kills, once you get map control, then you can farm off of it. But just playing like a passive farm game isn't really the strength of this draft. You know, they could have the Shadow Fiend instead of the Queen of Pain, things like that. So either way, they're going to make a move on this top lane. There's still no lane ward. There's no vision here. And Mouse Sports could catch TR off guard. The Aux Stun gets channeled. Skyzo, he's going to lumber into range. It is nighttime. But Nubik, well, he's got an infest available. Does he get it off? No, he mounts again. Can he buy back? They really need him for this fight. He cannot. Now Crit. On the run, perhaps. On the backside comes the Queen of Pain, looking for the initiation here. She's got a big ult available. BKB is available. Now the Black Hole catches one. PGG, not your best Black Hole, my friend. Blake in. Queen of Pain ult from the backside. Does clip too. They don't have Shadow Fiend. They really could use him. If they had Shadow Fiend, I think they'd just be crushing this fight. But without him, they're going to lose 3. It's still going to be a good fight for TR. 3 for 2 when it's all said and done. Not a great fight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, if he didn't get that stun off there, that would have been a kill for TR. Almost get the lift, but just a split second late.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I guess stream is not caught up with the delay yet. Requiem. Okay, sounds like it's fixed. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure what was going on, but either way, Dire Couriers coming in is delivering a Blade Mail, and here comes Exist. They're going to go on Skyzo. Deceptively tanky, though. You don't want to be chasing him when Shadow Fiend's on the backside. Blade Mail picked up. Are they really... No, you need to go heal, my friend. Go heal. Please, Yoki. Don't feed. Don't be a feed lord. I don't... Yeah, like, I don't... You don't have Queen of Pain ult. Your BKB is cooling down. You have half mana, half HP. You should really go base. Or just back and farm, and that's what they're going to do. They pick up the plate mana on Lifestealer, so max minus armor. After this, I still feel he's going to need an Abyssal Blade this game. They just don't have the lockdown for Exist, and if he goes straight into Butterfly next, Helm of the Dominator, even Manta is good to remove open wounds. Any of those choices, it's going to be very hard for TR to focus on. There's just such a good backline for Mouse. A lot of stuns, a lot of like kiting ability. Very hard to get on the Shadow Fiend unless he just gets caught out of position. So the middle lane will get pushed in by the creeps. And TR are going to just kind of hang out. They're waiting for Roche to respawn. Unfortunately for them, it has not respawned yet. And they do look to dive. They wanted to lift Skyzo and then bring him down. Instead, they'll settle for a tower. There's no glyph here. Nubik gets the last hit, and all of a sudden... They should have an AC fairly soon. Here it is. Here it is, boys and girls. Here it is. It's the Blink Dagger for PGG. Raise your PGGs. Raise your black holes. No? Yes? We'll see. I'm excited now. So PGG gets a Blink Dagger. And now they're like, their whole lineup can just jump you pretty much instantly. Bristleback just runs in. The Infest Bomb, Queen of Pain, Lifestealer jump in. Or you can just infest the Enigma if you're feeling really ballsy. Go big or go home. That's what I say. Top lane. We'll see Exist continue to push. And if your Mouse, like, you definitely don't want to fight right now. They just got Aegis. They just picked up Blink Dagger on the Enigma, who's shown it in the lane. There is an Infest available as well. Uh-oh. They could find Exist here. Oh, ho, 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 ho. PGG's a hunting. Can't quite get in range, but good shot. Now we'll see an initiation here from Crit, but gets lifted, thrown up on the cliff. Thrown up on the cliff. No TP scroll. Oh, he's going to be sad for a while. Oh, sorry, he's got Blink. What am I thinking? Yeah, he'll be fine. And No Fear's going to retreat out, so he's going, I guess, Shiva's most likely. So Shiva's for the Bristleback, and the Lifestealer will go for Assault Cuirass. So AC's pretty good this game. Minus armor, nice first Timber Saw. Gives you good damage, helps keep your team alive, and like protects against their minus armor stack a bit. So I like AC. I think it's a good choice. But he's still... The thing is just like I said, I get the AC, then you still need your Abyssal Blade, or at least your Basher after that, I feel. During which time, Shadow Fiend has made his way up to 5k gold, and probably... If he wanted to go Manta, he could have bought some of the components now. I mean, maybe he's just waiting to see if there's like an MKB coming, but honestly, Exist should really spend his gold soon. Even just having a Talisman of Evasion or a Yasha makes a big difference, and if he wants to complete a Manta, he should have it after these neutrals. But in comes TR, Nubik and No Fear on the move. There's a Haster on top. Nobody's grabbed it yet. They really want to go after the Shadow Fiend. He's going to retreat, and they're going to steal his Ancients. That's a big loss. That's like a good 300, 400 gold swing. Going the way of TR, not going the way of Mouse. And now Nubik feeling very confident. Perhaps a bit too confident with that Aegis. Strutting up on the middle lane. Here comes the defense for Mouse Sports. So Mouse Sports, main thing they have to be worried about is a big black hole initiation. They have 1, 2, 3 ways to cancel it. Well, Starladder has 2 ways, in theory, Bash as well as Crush. But they have at least 3 fairly, well, 2 reliable ways. The Crystal Main Frostbite and the Alk Stun would be the biggest ones. But Alk should really, the focus should be either you go in second or you make sure you get the Alk CM, and they're going to go in right now. They just blow up the CM. Nubik didn't even bother popping Rage or Open Wounds. If Alk stuns himself, this could be trouble. 3 chops, 4 chops, before PGG can even think about dropping a black hole. They get the kill. Alk is just food. Total food. Who's got Midas armor now, says Nubik. That's right, I do. -7 from the Deso, and the Goose stack as well. And TR, it's just been a day of aggressive mid-game lineups just crushing. We saw it last game against Sigma from rox.kis, and now we're seeing it again. The CIS team's really putting up a good showing today. So far, anyway. 18-12 your score, 28 minutes in. And TR can keep on fighting. I think at this point, you just go take the tier 2 bottom, you go take the tier 2 top, and then you can look to threaten the base, probably wait for the next Aegis to do it. But, knowing our Russian friends here, they may just go right back in. They still have a black hole available. There's not a whole lot preventing them from trying to break high ground. Aegis online as well. It's a pretty good time to do it. But they do need that good jump, and what hurts them slightly a bit here... Why am I supposed to disband? Oh, because of the Blink Dagger thing. The Twitch delay is so long now. It's like we have a 2-minute delay on the stream, and then it's like an extra minute because of their new broadcast system. So you guys are like 3 or 4 minutes behind. I can't even remember what happened back then. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. But yeah, guys, don't worry. I've disbanded. No reban. Taking the stream down now. I'll see you next year. Yoki does pick up Shivas, so now... Oh, Bristleback is... Are they going to go double Shivas? It's okay. I mean, you still get the nukes, you get the armor bonus, but... I don't know. I think there's better things to go for. Like, getting a Heaven's Halberd would be nice against Shadow Fiend. He's not going to go MKB anytime soon. Speaking of that Shadow Fiend, he does build a completed Butterfly, and now it's Lifestealer. Tough position for him. He kind of has to go MKB here, but you also really want the Abyssal. And you're probably not getting both until like the 50-minute mark or later. But here comes PGG. Just waddles in on the front lines. Your Enigma ready to rock and roll. Nope. Just kidding. Go back off. There is no Mithril Hammer yet, so he's still a ways off from his BKB. Pretty underfarmed Enigma, to be honest. 8k net worth at 30 minutes is not the best farm. And we'll just see both teams continue to sit back and get their next items up. I'm surprised that the Retry aren't forcing things a bit more. They have Aegis, they have a really farm Lifestealer, and they have Black Hole online. So, to be honest, I mean, to me, this is the time when you should be grouping up, taking the top tier 2, taking the bottom tier 2. If you don't do it now, then Shadow Fiend probably has the makings of the Yasha. Or has the Yasha, the makings of the Manta, I should say. And if he gets Manta and then works towards Satanic, like that gets to the point where you may not be able to kill him. Especially not if he's got some good backup. So, we'll see. The Retry for now, content to sit back and farm. The Aegis will now be reclaimed, and they will no longer have it to work with. But that does free up an item slot here for Nubik, who's going to run into the, I guess, first world problem of being virtually maxed out. He may look to sell the Armlet fairly soon. Or sorry, I guess he's got the Midas first. Can sell the Midas, get the Basher or MKB next, and then sell the Armlet. The thing though is, like, then you're just a glass kind of Lifestealer. You really kind of need some sort of survivability item against the Shadow Fiend. All this minus armor and the right clicks. It's too much. Too much damage. So now the Retry decide to group up, but now they're doing it without the Aegis. We'll see if they get punished for it. Definitely felt like they could have gone earlier when they had it. But now Nubik, he'll siege the tower. They do have everybody grouped up behind. Shivas is online along with the Ultimate Orb. Oh, the Queen of Pain. It's been there for some time. And they'll look to muscle down this tower. Crit, lurking. They'll take the tower pretty easily.
Top tower has fallen.
Mouse just don't want to risk a fight if they're tier 2. Right now, Shadow Fiend is buyback, and that's it. So yeah, with one hero having buyback, you do not want to risk taking a bad fight, and then the Retry just breaking base. Because with Deso AC, that tower will have minus 12 armor, which takes it down by about half, from 25 to 13. So the tower will melt, in layman's terms. It will melt. And now No Fear and PGG will group up in the middle lane and look to make a go on Crit, hiding in the trees. He is spotted out here. They could jump him. Crit's got to be careful, Malphus. Black Hole available. He does a BKB. If they wanted to go on him, they would have Black Hole, but a little bit dangerous to do it with Alk not being there. Can easily just Alk stun, cancel the Black Hole. Now No Fear is going to TP top, but Exist is doing a nice job. The Blink Dagger, I mean, as much as it generally is picked up to fight early to mid game, if you can just constantly split push and blink away whenever they go on you, it can work out. But they do go in mid. They find Crit. Nice Rubik Lift. BKB will be used. Dodges the Alk stun. Now they blink forward. Scream. Queen of Pain ult's available. Drops it. Unloads the cannon. And brings down Shisui. Nicely done. And they still have Black Hole. They might be able to go high ground here. What does that even mean? Crystal Maiden, are you really, I wonder. Are you really what? Speak your mind, Yoki, or Queen of Pain. Quap of Pain, to quote a famous philosopher known as Sing Sing. They'll go on the tower now. The tier 3 is going to drop quickly. There's no glyph available, and with TR having the Black Hole, it's very dangerous. Nice Ghost Scepter usage from Skyzo, but LeBron ain't going to be so lucky. Blink! Requiem pops him like pinatas. 2 down, make it 3. Exist delivers, but has he delivered enough? He can buy back after this. What a Shadow Fiend play. Almost bails his team out. Insta buyback. But now, they could lose their Timbersaw. Blade Mail gets popped. I think the Lifestealer can just man up and take him. Is there a magic stick? There is. They're all running around. They're not sure where to go, and now they might fall. Man, that Shadow Fiend. That Shadow Fiend. Just like my connection needed. Yeah. Yeah. Nicely done. Good Shadow Fiend. That was impressive, though. That was a perfect initiation, because, to be honest, what did TR actually have to stop that? They have Black Hole, Lift, and Malefice, but he just jumped in on the back lines by 2 heroes that were caught completely off guard and just blew them up. So, nice playmaking from Exist, and once the BKB goes off, there's only the Black Hole to cancel it. Now PGG is Black Hole. Oh, man, imagine if he had it in that fight. I feel that would have been a much different fight. Now they pick up a Talisman of Evasion. It will just be a casual plate mail for No Fear, and yeah, I think this is the right choice. I mean, as much as a casual plate mail isn't the most efficient use of your gold, it's okay against this mass minus armor, but getting a complete Shivas or AC is not worth it. So just keeps the plate mail, goes now for probably Heaven's Halberd. Yeah, I mean, he kind of needs HP, so expect Heaven's Halberd. Remember, Exist just bought back, and Roche is coming soon. Quite soon, in fact. I believe that's like 20 to 30 seconds, something like that. Now they get a Scythe. If they can manage to burst down the Shadow Fiend, that could be game for Mouse, because their base is exposed, the racks are exposed, and they don't have buyback on their only damage dealer. Starladder not going to dish out any damage. He's just an initiator. The Timbersaw is too easily dealt with by the Rage, the BKB, and the Scythe. One bad fight could be game. TR buyback on Timbersaw and Lifestealer. Or sorry, on Lifestealer, but not on Timbersaw. But I would say the Lifestealer is the most important hero for their lineup. He's their big damage dealer. And he's the one that can fight constantly. Like, every time Rage is up, he can fight. Queen of Pain kind of needs the ult and the Scythe, which have longer cooldowns. So having 2 Lifestealer lives is helpful here. Speaking of which, 5k gold. Either... I still think MKB is probably better, but... I mean, if you can get a completed Abyssal Blade, it's really nice just to make sure he doesn't get off Requiem on your team. Even if you're missing the auto attacks, you can always just use the active. And during that time, you probably kill the Shadow Fiend. You still only got 1700 health. No Satanic, no Manta. So I still think Abyssal Blade's the better choice here, but MKB is not a bad choice, and the Aegis will fall. TR gonna claim it. Give it to Nubik. Should be selling the Midas soon. Well, he wants to get the value first. Use the Midas, then sell it. I think that'll be the plan here. At this point, though, he doesn't really need gold that badly. What he really needs is just inventory slots. Now Blink Crush on 2. Here comes the Requiem. Great initiation, but a black hole from PGG could turn it around. They get one. The Slardar going to fall. Not the best, but good enough, I think. Exists next. They've brought down 3. Shadow Fiend dead for 100 seconds. See ya, Mouse. I think your time here is up. They'll lose 4. It'll probably be 5. If they want LeBron, they can have him, but they can just go Throne. I think at this point, Shadow Fiend dead for 90 seconds. If you want to play it safe, take 2-3 lanes of Rax, but you still got Aegis, and that should be game. PGG only got 1 with the black hole. It was, again, not the best black hole, but hey, they got a kill with it. That's all they needed. They had the Aegis advantage. The Shadow Fiend does melt once his BKB wears off, and at this point it's only a 6-second BKB. It was 7 in that fight, which is... It doesn't quite feel the same as the 10-second BKB. There's your mech. TR are gonna do it, guys. The Russians, the CIS teams win again. And just a disconnect from Exist. Okay, yeah, we'll have a GG from Crit at least, so some manners for Mouse, but they get knocked down here by TR. Neither team will be going to the playoffs, but both teams, they want to destruct their stuff, and in the end, PGG has the last laugh. Even though I would say his contribution to this game was extremely minimal. He popped back in a few team fights, that was okay, but TR do it. Nicely done. Good zoning black hole in that last team fight, and TR will take it. This was your 4th of 6 matches for today, guys. We do have a slight break ahead of us. Actually, I think not much of one, because we are running behind schedule here, but we should be going into our next game soon. That's going to be Fnatic versus rox.kis, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with our 5th of 6 matches for today.